So, all right, we had some technical difficulties for a few minutes, but um, what the? Why is there an echo?
It's
I
not
heard
there anymore.
Marvin for a second, but yeah, this is episode 2 of Off the Runner, a Gundam and Gunpla podcast. This episode we will kind of focus a little more on the Gunpla side of things, the model kits. But before we get into that, once again, I am Marvin, and with me are.
I'm Gilbert. DJProvoke.
And I'm Edwin, and my friends call me Bob. Don't ask.
Hello, Bob.
Can you fix it?
No, I can. Actually, when I was in high school, my whole thing was don't think I can use that language on this thing, so I'm not going to. It was like, "Bob, can you fix it?" I'm like, no. Like, Bob's like, yes, we can. Mine was no, it's effed. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was me back in high school. We don't talk about that much.
Alrighty, guys. So, with this going on right now, of course, Bandai and Tamashi Nations, all the distributors, there's quite a few cool kits coming out from Bandai. I'm only going to cover the ones that are actually of Gundam because they cover a lot of stuff, Bandai. First off is on the high grade side of things for Universal Century, it is the high grade Bound Dock from Zeta Gundam. Jared Mesa's final, not mobile suit, but mobile armor used in Zeta. And it will be taller than the Zeta, as the prototype images had shown. And it will be fully transformable as well into its sort of space crab looking mode.
Impressive.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Next is from Build Divers Re-Rise. It is the Gundam, I'm probably going to butcher this name, Gundam Anima Rise. Pretty interesting. I'm not that far into Re-Rise yet, so I have no idea what this one's for. And then secondly, it's another of Gundam Build Fighters Try, one of those figurized standard kits of their female characters. It's Fumina Hoshino from that series. In her, I don't even know what to describe her outfit. She's not like Gunpla looking or anything. It's just her regular outfit, but it looks like gym attire, like workout gear. And
Interesting.
she comes with a big bear guy accessory. Like, okay, sort of like a big plush of the bear guy for her to scale. And then following that is another high grade Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans, the Gundam Hajiroboshi. From the looks of it, it looks like the Marchosius that had just come out, but with less stuff. I'm like, okay, it just comes with a shield and a melee weapon. I'm like, okay.
Giant bat.
Yeah, it looks like a big baseball bat.
Well,
For the
that's
lack
Iron
of
Blood Orphans for you. If you can't shoot it, beat it. That is literally the whole thing. Is like, oh, can't shoot it. Oh, whoop its ass, beat it.
And that was pretty much the last of it. Oh, no, there's one more that I really want to cover. It's a upcoming premium Bandai release. It is the Master Grade Blaze Zaku. No, not Blaze. / Zaku Phantom from Gundam Seed Destiny. I think it's the Izak Jewel Custom.
Is it white?
Oh wait, no, it's blue. It's like a bright
blue.
So I think that's the standard. Because I think
Izak
white suit.
Yeah. That's not the space suit, is it?
No.
No.
It's just regular blue guff color.
Okay.
Must be a standard production model or something.
I think so. And this one I really want to cover because I did love Digimon a lot back in the day. They are making a variant of the War Greymon amplified figurized kit, so that's pretty cool.
You're damn
I don't
right.
ever remember War Greymon going all black and silver, but okay. More for that War Greymon money, right?
Yeah.
Well, you had Black War Greymon at one point.
Really? That happened? I don't remember that.
That was in the second season of Wait, was it? Yeah, it was in the second season of Digimon. It was Black War Greymon. He came out and started like wrecking stuff. I remember because it took them a long time to get to the episode, but they actually had an episode where War Greymon and Black War Greymon fought, and it was I think War Greymon had Terra Force, and then Black War Greymon had Terra Destroyer.
Oh dang.
Yeah, it was actually a really awesome episode. Like I was squeeing as a kid.
Alrighty, so that's the upcoming releases for Gundam on terms of their mass-produced release and P Bandai. Alrighty, so moving on.
I'm still waiting for my Impulse Force RG, which was
Oh.
supposed to be an April release. We're still
Yeah.
waiting. We're still waiting.
That's not. I think that's not on the distributor part. It's Bandai itself,
Yeah.
because the
I've
whole
seen, on YouTube, some people that do like videos, they have received their kits. They probably receive them early and stuff,
Yeah.
so they can do like builds and stuff and videos. So I have seen it. They are giving it great reviews, so I'm really excited to get it.
I think this is like, from what I've seen for the reviews of the RG Force Impulse, they've stepped the game up again, because last year with the new Gundam, it was like a totally different build in terms of everything else that came before it.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
waiting
like
patiently.
I received my high grade reversible Gundam last weekend, and that was pretty. Like, the build seemed pretty familiar, because I did build the Reborns years ago. The only new thing was the backpack and the huge giant like claw arm shield things, and they come with like part of the whole entire setup for those claw arm shields, like these GN dual pistols that pretty much loop into the hands of the Reborns Gundam. So that was really cool. And I, as much as I did like having the real grade Tallgeese 3, the inner frame part seems so brittle. I'm like, oh no. So it's like I'm scared to put it into too much posing. Otherwise I might snap something. Oh man. So another subject I would like to talk about, we kind of covered this a couple weeks ago in episode 1, but preferred scale to build. I know, Edwin, you said you liked building master grade. I was wondering, why is that?
Basically because they're bigger. That literally is the simplest answer I can give you. I mean, it's nice to have the smaller 144 size, because they're easier to set in places and make room for. But I'm a big guy, so larger suits make it a lot easier for me to put together. The last smaller 144 grade I think I put together was oh boy, this was maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was absolutely maddening for me.
Oh wow.
I was struggling to put stuff together, and I was so close to dispensing death on everybody in my house. It was that bad. So for me, anything, 100 size and higher, I can live with that. So that for me, that's kind of where it is. That and the detail that some of these suits have right now is absolutely amazing. Because I remember back in the day when you went from building the suit to saying, okay, guys, now you're going to build the frame first and then put the armor plating on. And I'm like, oh, this is fascinating. I think my Zegok was like that. The first one I ever built with a frame was my Zegok, and I thought that was freaking awesome. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. Um, I mean, actually funny thing is with build fighters, when I found out how small the suits they were actually building, I was like, oh, that must be maddening. Oh, these poor people. Oh my God, that I mean, when your stuff gets blown up and it's like you got to rebuild it, I'm like, oh, you poor people. But you know. And I'm like, I could never live in that world because they're like, hey, you have this size suit? No, and it's crappily put together, so it's probably gonna die. So that's
I
me.
would love to live in the universe of build fighters, man. I mean, it's the concept of Yu-Gi-Oh style tournaments, but with
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I think
that's crazy.
I think it's a way where it's like with build fighters, I guess as Gundam fans, we were kind of able to play out our fantasies in a
Hmm.
yeah,
sense, I remember the first episode when I first blew my mind. It was I think Say Lori had the Wing Gundam and the other chick had the Guyane. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, Gan versus Wing Gundam, no contest. Yeah,
and
you
then it goes
rip.
down. I'm like,
And I'm just
dang.
like, that shouldn't have happened. That's not real. What blasphemy is this?
Remember
But
that line from Char though? It's not the mobile suit, it's the pilot.
true. But Gan versus I was like, oh come on, man. But but that's what made such a good show because you never knew what was going to happen. And then you
Yeah.
mix and match pieces from different suits. Once again, you're playing like your Gundam fantasy. All these matchups, all these custom
Yeah.
pieces. You're like, oh my god, this is great.
I mean, like you said, any matchup. I can't remember who was it, but they were introducing a character and then they used a grunt suit and it took out the Devil Gundam. I'm like, what happened? What just happened?
Yeah, man, I know. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how it is, and but it's a good thing though. And it's what made the series that and Build Fighters Try. It made it really good as well.
Try. I think I prefer Try over all of the other versions of Build Fighters. I don't know. Like the whole team aspect was very cool.
Yeah, it. Yeah, you're right. It was interesting to see them. Just the strategy and everything. That series really made me want to like be in that universe. I'd probably pay someone to build me a suit. Um, I would say I want this, I want that, I want that. All right, bud, here's some money. Get to work. And I'd take it. I'd take it into battle, and I'd probably wreck it. But it's okay. It's a Gundam. It's what it's
If you
supposed to
don't
do.
set your damage level to A, then you're fine.
True. And then oh, my suit's good. Then you say I went there. It's like, yeah, half of it got melted. Please, please fix it and help me.
What about you, Gilbert? What's your preferred build scale?
Um, I mean, as of recently, I really liked the 144, but in the RG. That's why I went right for the impulse when I saw it. So I mostly like just like the mechanics, how everything works, with the inner frame, and that's why I really liked the 144. When I get back into airbrushing, though, I might switch into like maybe like a 1:100 size, because then you could have like more detail in it. And with the airbrush, you're able to do that more. But my ultimate is the 1:60, the perfect grade. I love
Okay.
everything about the 1:60. Oh
I can't wait
yeah.
to build my very first 160 when it gets here.
Oh god. And like I told
Like,
you guys, like I'm thinking that my father-in-law, he tossed out my old Gundams. They kept telling me for years, please come get them. I left them basically at their garage as storage, and I said, yeah, I'll get them, and I never did. And those were my two perfect grade 160s, and they're gone. I don't know where they're at
oh
anymore.
man, when you sent us that message, I was like, oh, this poor bro.
And like
Right.
I can't even get mad at him, because they told me and they probably just thought I didn't want them. and the only person I could get mad at was myself, and that's just for being lazy and stupid. So you never know. If we demolish the garage, maybe he might have stuffed them somewhere, but I think they're gone.
Oh man,
So,
you'll never
That
know
hurts my
till you
soul.
actually go over there.
yeah. So
Dang, dude.
That
Um,
hurts my soul. It really does.
it
yeah,
does, man.
I was just like, oh, geez, the time you put into a big kit like that, you can't get that back.
No,
I have
no.
one 160 size, and I never finished it. It was an Exia.
Oh,
Um,
the X is
Is it
nice.
the
I
regular or the lighting one?
It was the regular one. Oh man, this was a while back. Because I think it was one of the first ones that came out because I remember I got it and I was like, I didn't think they built these things that big. So I finished the heads in my room and I finished the upper torso, but I never finished the bottom. And it's like all of my stuff in the garage in a box.
The 160 kit that I purchased, Gilbert knows this. Um, it is a no grade 160 scale of the Force Impulse, and when I saw the box, I was like, "This thing is old." Like when Destiny came out, old.
Wow.
So I was like, you know what? Let's start something simple. So it's
Yeah,
not going full perfect grade, but just to see how the whole height aesthetic looks and everything. So that's gonna be
I
my
can't wait
first
to.
one scale.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it all done up, man. So
And there's a lot of surface detail on the big 160s, so like
yeah,
that'll be interesting. The panel line.
yeah, and I commented on that picture that you had posted. You had really clean panel lining on that last model that you had posted too, and I was like,
The
wow,
reversible,
like
yeah.
yeah, on the
Like if
reversible,
I didn't panel line that thing, it would be so plain, and all the detail
yeah.
would be lost on it.
So that was speaking of paneling. We're going to be talking more on the Gunpla side. So one thing that I kind of remember, I haven't built like the wing kits for a long time, but some of them like the Tallgeese, they don't have a lot of like the new like panel lining that like the more details. And I think that might be just because it's like the older kits. So, but like on this one, like I'm looking at your picture right now, and it's
One.
just amazing. I wanted to ask you, are you using the pen, or are you using the actual panel line, like the drip, basically the?
I'm using the panel line markers.
Okay, is the panel line markers? All right.
Yeah. I usually, depending on how deep the lines go and how
Yeah.
wide I usually use 0.05
Okay.
for the lining.
Mm-hmm.
And if the space is big enough, like example, the on some mobile suits and Gundams, on the head piece, the side vents next to the mouthpiece, I usually
Yeah.
fill that
Uh-huh.
with a point. Um, Hold on, I have the marker. Hold on a second. I'm not leaving anywhere. I'm in my room. It,
Okay.
it's the point one.
Point ones. Okay.
Yeah, I never use the biggest uh, points on the markers that come with it,
Mm-hmm.
unless I have a 1 to 100 or, well, soon a 160. So I think I'll be using that very wide point of the marker.
Yeah.
So yeah. In terms of preferred build scale, like I've said last week, it is the 144, and it's mostly because, well, both of this goes both hand in hand with both of 1 to 144 and the 1 to 100 master grade scale. Um, Sometimes you find a suit that you want, but it's in either scale, not both. In some
Mm-hmm.
cases, um, like the Epion, the most recent kit for Epion was 8 years ago, and that's master grade, and there's been nothing in high grade yet. So it's gonna be a long wait till a new one of well, a new high grade of that suit comes out, and then while on the opposite end of things for the Wing Zero Endless Waltz, you have so many different sizing for scale. You get even all the way down to SD to perfect grade. You can get a Wing Zero custom.
Yeah, exactly.
But in terms of that too, if you want to get a certain suit in 1 to 144, P Bandai may just put that out on their end, and it's like, oh, it's even harder to get now. Yeah,
I was thinking about getting the SDs for the boys.
That's a good starting point.
I think so too. You know, not a lot of pieces, you know, and they've built the little bears and everything before, and they enjoyed it. So I think the SD, and they keep asking like, well, can we build an actual Gundam? And I'm like, and then I saw like the prices on some of the SDs are really inexpensive, like $7. So I was like, okay, so it's not really a huge investment. So I'm good with that. So I'm probably gonna be ordering. I'm waiting for New Type to get in that their top the top coat for it, because I like, now I've started to like how the top coating looks on the models. So I'm just waiting for them to restock that, and then I'll order some other kits along with those SDs for my kids.
That's good. Since you mentioned it, top coats. Edwin, do you top coat your kits when you're done?
Nope. Building mobile suits, building Gundams is or model kits. I would like to do more, but it's something that I really don't do much of. Mainly because, one, I am a lazy bastard. That is. I'd lie about this, but I'm not going to. Which is why I've been very silent during your conversation, to where I'm just like, well, I really can't contribute here, but I can listen and learn. So no, I mean, the ones I built, I just patted myself on the back for suffering through, 2 to 3 days of potential madness building a thing. And then the only thing I would really do was just kind of sand down the edges, to make it smooth. And then that was really about it. Um, and so listening to you two, and then, over the years of going to anime conventions, I've been giving some thought to buying some equipment and actually trying my hand at something. But, considering with, the such state of the world right now, I might just give it another shot, since Lord knows I have tons of stuff that needs to be built. So I might actually, as we continue the podcast, I might actually start working on something, from the beginning to the end, and see what happens, and just see if Edwin loses his mind. So, but with you two, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get it done. And any questions I have, you guys can probably help me with that.
Just don't go with like a unicorn. You'll lose your mind right there.
Oh yeah, the full armor unicorn I have. Oh no, I'm not touching that. I opened it up and I looked at how many. This thing is freaking huge, and I looked at how many panels there were, and I'm just like, no. And I bought that thing back in 2012.
Dang.
Yeah, I saw it, I bought it, and funny story, I went to Gundams for Mobile Suits for Less, I think. It's a place in Fullerton. I can't think of the name. I gotta find the name of it. But it's a great place. Bought all my Gundam there, and in one day, back when I actually had money, I spent like $700 on Gundam in one day. And I regretted it the moment I got home, but hey, it happens. I gotta find that receipt. I think actually.
Oh man, I'm hating this now. I want.
Oh my god! Here it is, right here.
Oh my god! Really?
Yeah, it's like it was sitting in my. I must have found it. It's called Robots for Less.
Okay.
I'm gonna read this list down to you. All right, so Shenlong Gundam Endless Waltz 100, Gundam Death Scythe 100, Heavy Arms Endless Waltz version 100, Gelgook 100, GM Quell from Zeta 100, Unicorn Banshee 100 Full Armor Unicorn Gundam, Zaku 1, Zaku 1 Black TriStar Custom, Gundam Death Side of Hell Custom, Toggies 3. Apparently I picked up a Solar Aquarion, an Epion, and the RX-78-4 Gundam GPO-4. Total price was $745.86.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, and the Full Armor Gundam ran 111.
Wow.
Yeah. April 21st, 2012. God, I miss having money.
Dang, dude. Like, with the amount of detail you talked about the full armor unicorn, I think I'm just gonna go with the Banshee because a darker color means less panel lining.
So I've
Oh,
seen.
and speaking of the Banshee, and this goes along with a lot of bad guy mobile suits, specifically the bad guy Gundams. Why is it that whenever they say the Gundam has the color black, but when you get the kit, it's a dark navy blue? I never understood that.
I hadn't seen that. Really?
Yeah, like but if you look at reviews of the example, since it's the only master grade that I've built, the Epion, on my pictures, they're on all the parts that are matte black, those were actually a deep navy blue. And I'm like, the Epion was never blue in the anime.
You know what? You're right.
Why is that?
I don't know, but you are right. Cause I remember now that I think about it, the Epion I picked up when the model kits first came to the U.S. Back in like the early 2000s. I was building it, and then I noticed that some of the black parts, like the arms and the fins and the beam saber handle itself, they are navy blue. They are not black.
Yep. And
That is
I've
true.
seen straight builds of the Banshee in both any scale of the Banshee. They're a deep blue. I'm like, that is so weird, and it could seem like false advertising to some people, but I guess that's just how kits are done over there at Bandai, and they just don't want to print the parts in black.
There has to be a reason for it, though.
Maybe print them in black costs more money, possibly. It could be a financial reason.
Maybe, yeah, because that was a lot of parts on the Master Grade Epion that I had to paint in black before putting them together. I'm like, oh, jeez.
I can imagine how that must have been frustrating.
It was, because it's like, I'm really trying my best not to get paint on the red parts. I'm like, but yeah. Well, what's done is done. My kit turned out okay, so I'm just gonna let it be. And I'm not gonna top coat it because I've had some pretty bad experience top coating way, way long time ago.
Did it crack on you?
No, the parts were fine. The poly caps were not.
Oh.
I'm going to ask a question here, since I am a relative noob to this. And for those who are probably listening who have no idea what it is, what exactly is a top coat?
Okay.
So
top coat is okay. Gilbert, I'll let you take the wheel because you top coat more than I do.
so top coat is a clear. Okay. You could either do a top coat in a gloss or a flat. They got the semi-gloss also, which I've never used. But that's all it is. It's a clear that that you put on top of the model. So a lot of the builders will use like if they're, let's say that they're using pastels to do like weathering and shading on their model, but they haven't panel lined yet. So then they'll use a top coat to protect what's on the model. So then like if you touch the piece that you put the pastel on, then it won't smudge. That top coat will protect it there. And it's the same thing. Like once you complete the model, if you do a top coat on it, then the stickers relatively will not come off. Panel lining may not smudge. So that's all it really is. It's just a protecting thing. And then it's your preference if you want to do it matte which I like. I've been liking more on how that looks. It just gives it like a really flat look on the model, on the plastic. And then some people like them with the shine, so they'll do like the top coat that has the gloss.
So. I understand.
Yep.
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
And I've had bad luck with clear before with the top coat, not on Gundams, but on other stuff that I've tried to protect the paint on, and either I used paint that wasn't compatible with the clear, or the temperature was not right. So like I know that I was doing it like in a colder environment, and I think that I went too heavy on the clear, and when I came out, the clear had cracked, so it looked like spider webs basically on the item that I was painting. So I do cosplay like with Marvin, so I was building something on boots, and the clear cracked on the boots, and I was so upset. I had to restart on them, and I didn't use clear on other stuff. And that's what kept me away from using clear on the Gundams. But so far so good. I've liked the results on the models that I've used.
When I tried out doing a top coat, this was back when I think I was getting back into building model kits, middle of my high school days. I think it was either junior or sophomore year. A friend of mine got me a high-grade Guff Ignited for a birthday gift. So I built it and all. It was still the standard blue, and then I thought of, you know what? I'm gonna paint it a custom color. So I primed it, and I didn't separate the parts or the polycaps. I didn't know any better. But I primed it. I painted it my color scheme, black and red, really edgy looking. And then it was still all put together as a finished, completed kit. And then I started the top coat. No one told me anything about how many coats to put on. So I went at it. I kept spraying it over and over. I'm guessing the whole entire coating got into the mobile suit through the seam lines, and that affected the polycaps, the rubber polycaps. So, and then once it all dried up, I tried to move the arm, and the entire peg and polycap broke.
Oh God!
So you basically turned the clear into a glue, and that was what damaged it then.
Oh wow, man! And then I always wanted to replace that kit to redo it.
Yeah.
But now that I went online since the last time we talked, wondering how much high grade Guff Ignited is, and ooh boy, ooh.
How much is it running?
The least expensive I found was $45 plus 50 shipping from Japan. I'm like, you've got to.
Whoa, no.
Yeah, and the highest I've seen was 110.
Still with shipping, or you get free shipping on that one?
I think that one had at least $20 shipping. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $140 something for a high grade. No, thank you. That's like a perfect grade price or something.
That's painful.
And that's what really hurts me more about, like, if I really want to like rebuy like my perfect grades that I lost, I'm like, should I or should I not? Like, it hurts, to dish out that kind of cash, for something that you already had. And I'm like, I'll maybe, but I still don't know. Like, I'm up in the air with rebuying it.
Yeah, like that's another topic. Since Bandai does not really sell certain parts individually, like polycaps, and other things that like a builder may have broken during the build or got damaged after you built it. Like, for example, my high grade O Gundam from Gundam 00. It took a shelf dive a couple years ago, and luckily nothing else broke, but the V fin.
Oh, that V-fin, man.
Yep.
I've seen a bunch of V-fin breaks on YouTube.
Ugh. Yeah.
It's always been like my greatest fear too. When I was younger, when I was building my suits, I would so delicately put the stuff together, and then I was like, please don't break. And I think when I was trying to put together my Strike Freedom, um, I actually it was a 100 scale, and I actually broke the hand when I was trying to put it together.
Oh,
Because it came with a closed fist for the saber and the beam rifle, and it had open hands, and I broke the left open hand, and I was like, son of a bitch. And I found out at that point that I couldn't really replace that unless I bought a whole other model kit, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And it sucks. It really sucks.
Yeah, the same problem happened to another kit of mine. I put this kit together. It was a full-on custom after I saw the very first Build Fighter series. And I really love the Banshee so much that I bought 2 Destroy Mode kits. And me being like a fan of all melee weapons, I gave this Banshee 2 vibronail claws.
Fair enough.
So it was like a full-on melee combat Gundam, and give it 2 rage claws. But it took a shelf dive one year, and the entire upper thigh broke in half. I was
man.
devastated because,
Oh.
and it's in destroy mode, right? It has that big height difference between normal and the unicorn mode. And I did have a unicorn mode Banshee Norn. I'm like, no, it will not work because one leg will be totally shorter than the other. Oh my god. That was a sad day for my building pride.
I can only imagine.
All right, moving on from that, I think we segued a little bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, next on my notes. What is the kit that you really want to build? Either it could be an existing kit or one that has yet to be created or renewed.
I'll start. Because it was already brought up, I want to do the Exia light up. That's one that I really want to do. You guys brought up the Exia today. I was like, I want to do the light up, and I wanted to do that. So I think before I return to my other ones that I lost, I will do a perfect grade Exia light up. But it's kind of costly, so I need to save up for it.
Okay.
I'm actually trying to pull it up right now because it's in my head, and I know. Oh, yep, that's it. That's what I was looking for. I actually came across this last year. It's the Metal Structure RX-93 New Gundam. This bad boy is $949. I will send you the link. It's on Gundam Planet. This thing it's gorgeous. It is looking at this. Dear Lord, like all the panels open. They open. So you can it has its own little maintenance facility, like the little ramps and the gangways and everything. So it comes with that. The shield opens. Apparently, you can open up all parts of the shield. The armor plating opens up. The cockpit opens. Even the covers for where the verniers are, they open.
Oh wow!
And this thing is bad, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And actually, while we're talking, I'm actually going to send this to you so you can look at this because this thing is amazing. But yeah, if I could build one and maintain my sanity and my my finances, it would be that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we should have like a fundraising car wash for our Gundam needs.
Do we need to, do we
You
need
can
to
always do a
create a
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe or a Kickstarter?
I mean, people have made. I mean, people have made GoFundmes for worse. So
Yeah.
I mean, hi, please help my Gundam addiction. Thank you.
Please help me buy my plastic crack.
Seriously. So I put it in the chat link so you can take a look at it and drool over it.
Okay. We're looking
Um,
forward to seeing that. For me, okay, this is gonna make. Oh, here goes Marvin with another Wing Gundam build. Um,
oh,
it's not the perfect grade, but it's not released yet. It's a 1 to 100, and Edwin has some pretty strong feelings about this sequel series. It's the
uh-huh.
very first kit from Frozen Teardrop to come out, and it is the Wing Gundam Zero Endless Waltz Snow White version. And it's basically the same thing, but with like a lot of feather-looking funnel bits that can attach to the Buster rifle and make it even bigger.
Gonna pull this up real quick and oh, good lord.
Yeah,
I'm okay with this.
really.
I think I'm okay with this.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm seeing some. Yeah, I can live with this. I can roll with this. I mean, it's definitely Snow White, I tell you that.
Yeah, that's what it makes kind of puts me off about it. It's like it's all white. There's barely gonna be any detail unless I panel line, and after I panel line, what more can I do?
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what? I
looking at
would
it
like to
right
see that.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
it's
this.
Yeah, like,
Dear
but it's
sweet
like
Jesus.
it's gonna. Some sellers are going for even 500. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do this. So it's like, yeah, it's a very gorgeous looking suit, but like I'm looking at my Gunpla collection right now, and one, two, three. I have 3 Wing Zeros. So I'm like, oh, and I have one downstairs too, the high res. I'm like, oh geez, another one.
Sir, I think you've had enough, sir. I really think you've had enough, sir. We're gonna have to escort you out of the bar, sir.
And someone make a meme of Dave Chappelle going, do you got any more Wing Zeros?
well, what was it like a few days ago, or I think last week we prayed to the Wing Zero too.
Oh, you saw my Insta story.
Oh my god, I couldn't stop laughing when I saw it because you added the music too, the Hallelujah music, and I was just like, I can't with this guy today.
The pose was perfect. Him descending from the heavens.
It was really cool.
I think I missed
Man.
that.
Dude, I'll send you the link later, Edwin.
Oh, please do. I look forward to seeing this.
But one that I think that really needs to be revived because there hasn't been any updates from this series, except for the high grade G Gundam suits, and there needs to be either a reborn 1 to 100 scale or a high grade, but make it really big, the Devil Gundam.
Yeah.
I think if they make the Devil Gundam, they'd have to make it bigger than that. You have to make it to scale. You have to have it tower over everybody.
So probably reborn 1 to 100 scale. That'll go well with the high grades that they came out a few years ago.
Yeah, that could work. Now that I think about it.
Pretty much. Oh, I do have another topic, and it is kind of going towards our expertise of cosplay, and it's cosplay and Gundam.
Yes.
So, like, it could pretty much go either way, in my opinion, because I've seen guys and girls make the full-on mech suits for their cosplays, and then also there's what I have done in the past. I've done only the pilots. So
I remember your Wing Zero, and I had to do a monologue for you.
Yeah. when I cosplayed as Hiro a couple of years ago at a con, oh my god.
Yeah, I got behind him and I was like, my name is Wing, my name is Hero, and I am emo. But it's okay. They gave me a weapon of mass destruction. I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to blow it up. Then I'm going to think, why did I do that? Then I'm going to fly off and blow something else up. I think it was recorded. I need to find that video. Who recorded that? Someone
I
recorded it.
did. I did. I think it's on my Facebook, I think, or my ALA album.
We must find this.
Oh man, if I cosplay as Hiro again at a con, and if a girl invites me to her birthday party, I am ripping that birthday invite in half in an over dramatic way. Make it super extra looking when I rip the invitation. Because I
Yeah.
swear, he didn't just rip it in half. He like did it in a way that looks so extra.
Then he wipes away her tear and threatens to kill her and walks off.
He threatens to kill her like every 5 episodes.
Pretty
I mean,
much. I mean, yeah. Pretty much. I think it was like at the ball. They were like, he was like, "Hey, Hero, you're gonna kill me." Yes. Good. Let's dance.
I'm just sitting there like, something's wrong with Raylina, seriously. Like, at that moment, she should have went to the principal and said, I need a restraining order on that new student.
Well,
Yeah.
it's Gundam. I mean, it's she's a Gundam character. Something's wrong with everybody in Gundam. There's some PTSD. There's some psychological disorder. Someone's just
Split
psychotic.
personalities. Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Seriously, is there something wrong, or half of them are psyching and don't know what the hell they're doing? So it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think the most normal out of them is Banaja from Unicorn.
Seriously, but
Well-
Naju's most normal.
Well, in terms of like how he gets the Gundam, like someone he just met died. It wasn't his dad or anything. I'm like, okay. And like he's not a super soldier. He doesn't see a Gundam in the sky and start worshiping it and calls himself I am Gundam.
Well, I mean, you could say that Amuro was pretty normal. I mean, I think a lot of the mobile suit, well, first of all, most mobile suit pilots are kids, which is wonderful. But I think most are pretty normal. I mean, Amuro was like, oh, look, it's the Xeon. They're blowing stuff up. Oh, look, what's that? Jumps inside. Oh, look, an instruction manual is a mobile suit. Hey, look, it moved. And the rest is history. I mean,
Yeah.
he was normal, and then all of a sudden, I mean, Kira was normal too. He was like, "Oh, what's going on? Hey, it's Atherin. Oh, jump in a suit with what's her name, and there you go."
Yeah, Kira.
Yeah, Kira's is like Gundam Jesus at some point. I mean,
Sorry.
he is.
I think I sort of threw up in my mouth a little bit. Anyway, moving on. Since you brought up Kira.
Kira was just overpowered and like no good. Like no one could stop him. It took a psycho to actually stop him.
Hey, that Psycho did the right thing.
And then he came back with an even more powerful suit. It's like, well, you just can't kill him, can you?
You had one job, shit. One job.
Seriously.
Since you brought up Kira, the first of our fun questions: least favorite character or mobile suit from any series of Gundam.
Least favorite character I might have to work on that one, but I can give him a least favorite mobile suit. My least favorite mobile suit, in my opinion, not only does it look like garbage, it does nothing. The pilot was terrible, and I'm like, why is this here? It is the MSA-005 Methus from Zeta. It's the yellow one that looks like a retard.
Oh, that weird looking thing.
Yes, that one. I could
Green
never
one,
stand it.
right?
I mean, it could transform to its mobile armor mode. Now, its mobile armor mode looked okay. Like it was streamlined, it looked great, but the minute that damn thing transformed, it was clunky. It looks like a construction suit that someone just strapped some beam weapons on and said, "Okay, there you go out there." I mean, it got so bad to the point where they're like, "Oh yeah, we gave the Zeta Gundam the hyper mega particle bazooka gun thing. Oh, let's just plug up the methods. It doesn't do shit. Let's just plug it up and just use it for a battery." It just got that bad.
Ew.
Yeah, Oh Lord. I mean, if someone said, "Hey, you want the Methus? It can transform as beam guns, or do you want the RGM-79 original?" I'd take a gem. I'd take a GM, like the original one, any day of the week. I I would rock that GM with pride instead of pilot the Methus. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it.
All right, Gilbert, what about you? Least favorite character and or mobile suit?
Um, let's see. Least favorite well, okay. So she's not really my least favorite character, but I just don't like okay, I'll explain it. So I did like Kigali from Seed, but whenever she got into like the mobile suit, she just kind of like she was almost like a waste, you know. She just standing out there like stop fighting, you know, and like it was just like interrupting everybody else that was trying to do, you know, what they had to do, and then like everybody would have to always come and save her. And I'm like, I understand that you were trying to like tell everybody to stop fighting, but like get out of the damn suit, you know, like do it some other way, or you know, broadcast your voice through like the freedom or something. But you know, that just like that's one thing I didn't like, that her as a character there as a mobile suit fighter. In regard to like the actual mobile suits, like I think I said last time, like I'm really not a fan of the Zaku's. I think that those are just like just whatever. They don't excite me.
Oh
So,
man, Gilbert, I think you're a bunch of Gundam fans, man.
I know.
I
I'm really gonna upset a lot of people. Zaku's have a big following, and I know that it's the unpopular opinion, but that's just how I feel. I love the mobile suit design for like the Gundams and just the Zaku's. I'm like, eh. So,
Hey, Gilbert, got a question for you, bro. Where do you live?
yeah, I live.
You know,
I live
I might have to visit you.
in Wisconsin. I'm
Yeah.
out of Wisconsin right now.
Oh, okay. That's a journey, but I might have to visit you, sir. I don't think I can let these Zaku comments go unanswered, sir. I'm gonna have to come for you, sir. This is most unfortunate.
Okay. Since
You'll have to turn my opinion throughout this podcast. You know, maybe I might end up liking them. So sell me on them.
Okay, challenge accepted,
I
sir.
have one
Challenge
word. I
accepted.
only have one word, and I mean one name to sell you on Zaku's, Gilbert. Shar Aznable.
He's got you there.
Yeah.
I mean, sure,
Actually, you can
other
throw
people
in three. You can throw in three more names too. Guy Ortega and Mash. The Black TriStar started with Zaku's.
Yeah, but when they had Zaku's, like even in Gundam Origin, I'm like, it's just them. Where's their DOMs? I only care about them.
Started there.
Yeah, true. But I was like, oh yeah, I know those three. Where's Char again? Bring him back. But yeah, Char made the Zaku like. Char is what made me like Zaku's. I'm like, he evenly matched up the Gundam with a lesser performing suit.
Yeah.
So
then it just goes back to like how you guys were saying earlier about like, you know, in the build fighters, it goes right back to the pilot. It's all about the pilot. Yeah, the suit does matter, you know, but it's the pilot that's really, you know, taking care of business.
Valid point.
And since my least favorite character, Edwin, had to just bring this guy up.
That's what I do.
I really, really don't like Kira Yamato.
Really, Marvin? And why is that?
He's such a hypocrite. Stop fighting. Dude, you have the most powerful Gundam and you're telling people not to fight? And first of all, you're in a mobile suit. That's a sign that you want to fight. So, shut up.
But he doesn't kill, though. So I have to defend Kira, you know? Like, he doesn't kill. He'll disable you, but he doesn't go for the kill.
And that was his downfall to Shin. Because Shin was out to kill this man.
I was about to say that's exactly how he lost that fight. Because there's no way in hell he should have lost that fight with Shin. That's why he did.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And
Well, actually, if
yeah,
you want to look at it more strategically, like if he disables all those suits, someone out there probably picked him off.
yep. Like, just like for the sake of theory, let's say,
Mhm.
yeah, sure, see Destiny finished. Shin is all buddy buddy with Kira. Who's to
Yeah.
say another war happened and then Kira like disabled those suits and then Shin is like, oh, these guys are gonna come to get us after this battle. I'll kill them now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I can
You
believe it.
done messed up, Kira.
I sense some deep hostility here, Marvin. I mean, are your eyes? I can't see you, but are your eyes red? Are you frothing at the mouth?
No, not yet.
Uh, fair
um
enough.
in terms of mobile suit, this goes back to Kira. I don't like the freedom nor the strike.
Oh my god! You're
What the
breaking my
hell?
heart today, dude.
I'm gonna have to visit both of you. Oh, this is great.
I'll join you on the other one.
Yeah, yeah. This is great, Marvin. You live in L.A., man. So do I. I will find you.
Like
Oh, what is wrong with
every
the freedom?
shot of the freedom, like whenever he shows up in the scene, he would pretty much descend down like any of the wing suits would, looking like they descended from heaven. Like, no, it was Hito and his 3 Gundams that did that first. You get out of here, you knock off. And then Strike Freedom just had to have like the whole funnel system, no, the dragon system, and it's like, oh, you're a knockoff of both the Wing Zero and the new Gundam. Okay, I'm even pissed even more. The only thing, the only thing that I thought was cool was the dual wielding. I don't even want to consider them rifles anymore because like they were like small enough to look like beam machine guns, and then they combined into a rifle. And I'm like, ah, that's the only cool thing about it. And it had the double-bladed beam saber like Darth Maul. Those are the only 2 things I like about the Strike Freedom. The rest, no. End of my rant.
Hey, Marvin,
Yeah, what's up?
you suck.
I've been told.
Good God, man. It sounds to me, sir, that your reasoning for hating the Strike Freedom, while you may think it's a knockoff of other suits, I think your hatred of Kira might be influencing you here
I really think that it's
because
boiling over into the poor suit.
because mechanically the suit is. I mean, I'm not going to say Kira is the best character. I'll give you that, but mechanically, if you look at it, the suit's a work of art. And I will go on record saying this that the strike. Now I'm having a friendly debate. I mean, I'm still going to come visit you at some point, but aside from that, I think the suit's a work of art. Honestly, it's overpowered. Yes, it's completely
Yeah.
broken. The Strike Freedom is completely broken on
Oh,
so many different levels because it can practically do everything.
I'll
It's
just
a
use my targeting computer to spam all of my beam attacks at the same points of every mobile suit in front of me. That's how broken it is.
yeah, but it's still awesome.
Didn't
But
he use that same huge all-out attack for like 3 times in a row?
and it's okay. I like explosions, so maybe I'm not gonna lie, just mass destruction is my thing, so maybe that's why I like it. But I mean, the suit itself, I mean, technically it's a mid-range suit, but
It's
I
a Dragoon system for all range.
okay, all right then. So you say the Dragoon system gets you. Okay, how about this one? Legend and Providence, same system. Matter of fact, you want to take it another step, the Akatsuki, not a bad suit, same system.
I actually like the Akatsuki more.
Why? Aside from the fact that it bounces beams back at people.
Pretty much that, like, sure, it has the Dragoon system, but the fact that its coating repels any beam attack that's projectile.
Yeah.
True, but you could say that's a knockoff of the Hyakushiki because while it couldn't, bounce stuff back, its, golden coating kind of had the same effect.
Did it? Because it got taken down pretty easily by Haman.
Well, according to the specs, that's kind of what it had. But I think in Gundam Seed, Destiny, they just kind of figured this is what it was maybe supposed to do. But if you look at the specs of the suit, that's what it had.
Huh. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. That's the nerd in me talking.
For shiny chrome things.
Yeah, I'm just amazed by this. First I hear the Zaku. Someone says the Zaku's garbage, and they say this freedom and strike freedom's garbage.
You're feeling attacked today.
I feel attacked. You know what? Dishonor and darkness on both you and your cows, because this is ridiculous. This is horrible on so many different levels. You know what? I just can't even right now.
Oh man. Anyways, moving on.
Uh-huh.
This one's a bit of a main topic. From what you guys have told me, before leading up to this, you guys didn't really play any of the Gundam games. Gundam and video games. What do you guys think about it? Like, there hasn't been much Gundam games. They're really well in the West. When Gundam first came out, especially with the Universal Century stuff, a few games came out, but once that ended on Toonami, the Gundams, the original few runs of Gundam on Toonami ended, and then the next Gundam game to come out was when Seed hit, and it was Gundam Battle Assault 3 featuring Gundam Seed.
Yeah.
And it was terrible.
It was awful.
Yeah.
I played quite a few of the games in the past. I still own them, quite a few. The first Gundam game I ever got, and I think most people in America can agree to this one, was the first Battle Assault, which I thought was a fantastic game at the time. And it opened my eyes to Gundam because it was some of the first times I'd seen all those other mobile suits. And it got me really interested into researching other Gundam universes. And interestingly enough, my character in that suit was in that game was Zazabi. That was like I would wreck everybody with that suit. And that was really got me liking Zazabi
and Char.
Char and Char's counterattack. And then I think 3 years later, during the summer, was when Char's counterattack actually came to the U.S. I still have the original DVD with the Neo Zeon cover on it. Then there was that. The next game after that was Journey to Jabra, which I didn't really play, but I did play Zeonic Front, which
I played Jabra, and that was so hard to play.
I played bits and pieces of it, and it was kind of rough. But then I think they built off Journey to Jabra with Zeonic Front. So it was cool to play the Zeon, and you basically had to play with the Zaku Gilbert. The Zaku was the main character of the game. You're dealing with the Zaku.
No wonder I never played it.
Yeah, I know. Oh yes. You sicken me. You sicken me, sir. But there was Zeonic Front, which was really tactical, and I thought it was really good. My roommate's playing League of Legends right now. He's having a bit of a rough time. After that, you had Federation versus Xeon, and then
I still have that.
I do, and it was a fantastic game because it gave you three-dimensional combat finally in a Gundam game. Then you had Gundam versus Zeta Gundam, which built on top of that, which was even better.
I never played that one. I want to get it.
Oh, you should. It's a really good game. It actually, that system is how they built the Gundam versus system off of Federation versus Xeon and Gundam versus Zeta Gundam. That's why I do want to get that game. I probably actually, with all this crap going on, I might just go ahead and order it. Ooh, I have to order it and play it and do a review. That'd be cool. But yeah, they built off those systems, and that's how you get Gundam versus, and how awesome that is right now. And then you had Dynasty Warriors Gundams 1 through 3, which in my opinions were three of the best games on the planet, because you picked a Gundam and you just went in there and it just hack and slash. And since I am a huge Dynasty Warriors fan, so like I have all the Dynasty Warriors games. So when they said Dynasty Warriors Gundam, I was like, thank you, Jesus. No, and one of the best characters in the game actually is Char, who pilots Azaku Gilbert. Azaku. I just want you to I just want to reiterate that he is Azaku. Just letting you know that. And also one of the other better suits in the game is the Strike Freedom, Marvin. The Strike Freedom. Yeah. Just I'll let you both know that little bit.
Oh man, I love that scene in Gundam Dynasty Warriors 2 when Master Asia and Domon punched the hell out of the Strike Freedom.
Well, I bet you were just applauding, weren't you?
Yeah.
Look
Dude,
at
Kira, take this fist-handed combat. Boom. Oh my god.
Good job, Marvin. Just good job.
Speaking of Dynasty Warriors Gundam, there was a fourth one. However, I was really let down by it because the cool thing about the first three Dynasty Warrior Gundam games, they all had a story that interconnected.
True.
The fourth one did not, and that was such a letdown. And I kind of had a gut feeling that it wasn't going to be as good as the first three, because after I started playing it, there was barely any animated and voiced over scenes. They were only in the main campaign for the main series, which were UC leading all the way up to Unicorn, Seed, and Seed Destiny. Those are the only ones that had animated voiced over cutscenes. And then in its ultimate mode, which was pretty much like how Edwin in the previous games had the alternate timeline what ifs, there were like no animated cutscenes. All the cutscenes were like unvoiced, and it was just JPEGs of the characters and word bubbles. So that was really a letdown.
That's just depressing.
Yeah. They had 3 solid games, and then the fourth one went right to PlayStation Network. I'm like, oh no.
Dear God. Yeah.
And since we're still on the topic of Gundam video games, from my understanding, I've never played the Gundam Versus series in Japan. Are they supposed to be just like online matches?
I think it's both online matches and then you buy the game. Because I can buy the game myself and play it, and then play it on the PSN most likely. I was looking some stuff up before the podcast began, and apparently there are competitions, which doesn't surprise me. Excuse me, but there are competitions for these things. So it's and considering the gameplay and how, like I said, you take Federation versus Neon, Gundam versus Zeta Gundam, and then you build off of that, and it makes perfect sense. And if you ever watched any gameplay, it's pretty impressive.
It is.
And I look forward to getting it. Actually, speaking of video games, there's another game that came out, and I remember because I was working at Fry's Electronics when it came out, and I was so confused, but I really liked it. But the majority, that was back when G4 was still on. God rest its soul. And then it was it was X-Play with Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. God, I miss that so much.
And Sarah Underwood.
True, very true. And it was
I got to meet her years ago.
Oh, you are so lucky.
He's really short.
I would have loved to meet them.
Very short.
You belong, well, the cameras, they do that. But are you familiar with a game called MS Saga?
Oh, I think I've heard of that one, but I never picked it up.
Yeah, I got it. I got it because it was the very first game I ever bought at Fry's Electronics after I started working there and used my discount. And it's a effectively it's a Gundam RPG. And they put pretty much every mobile suit. This was circa 2007. The concept was, it's a um alternate universe where it's a post-apocalyptic world, and people take these little chips and they go into this big device and they make themselves a suit. And basically, you can go and find these chips around the world, and they have like every suit from every series. Wing Gundam, Epion, Burning Gundam, and Shining Gundam at one point.
Yes!
And they don't have anything from Seed or Seed Destiny. But some of the Jobber bad guys are like the Dark Army suits from
Wow.
G Gundam, and it's for what it is. It's not a bad game because it's a lot of customization. Because what I liked about it was that let's say you get Heavy Arm, for example. You compare
Mhm.
Heavy Arms to a GM, and you go to equipment, and you have like interestingly enough, the grid looks just like that green grid that people use to actually build mobile suits on. And everyone has a different size, and every weapon has a different size. And so basically you have to you can equip everything you can on this suit as long as it fits. So certain suits only have certain sizes, like Burning Gundam, for example, has a very small equipment thing because it's close combat, right?
Yeah.
Heavy Arms, you pretty much have the whole damn screen. So you can have double Gatling guns, shoulder mounted guns, wrist mounted missile launchers, head Vulcans. You can have all that stuff, and you'll still be able to have all that stuff and fight with it. I thought
Damn.
it was cool. Look it up. Um, I never finished it because the final boss was like this modified Wing Zero evil thing that kept wrecking me every time I fought it. So I I kind of gave up.
Wing
But
Zero rock custom.
I mean, it was red. It wasn't. I mean, it looked pretty cool. She was just rigged for no good reason. And I remember my frustration because I got stuck on the Alpha Zero for 2 months.
Ooh.
I mean, she just kept funneling me to death. It was terrible.
Friggin' Quest.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch. I couldn't watch Charles Counterattack for a while because Quest kept pissing me off.
Oh man. Speaking of Quest Pariah, um,
Couldn't stand it.
like I think it was the second Dinosaurs Gundam that had like the giant mobile armor bosses.
Yep.
I was fine fighting the Psycho Gundams and the Devil Gundam and the Big Zam, but whenever the Alpha showed up, I was like, "Oh hell no!" I quit the mission and did some level grinding for experience points. Because whenever I knew a level where the Alpha showed up, I'm like, "Oh boy, this is gonna take a long time."
That's Dynasty Warriors for you. I mean, even when you're playing regular Dynasty Warriors, what you got to do, you go in there to fight, and you're like, oh, look, there's Lu Bu. You're like, nope, not today, Satan. And you're like, I'm no match for him, and you got to get the hell out. Because he'll run in there in 2 hits dead and destroy 35 minutes of work. So, yeah, But the cool thing about Dynasty Warriors Gundam is you can upgrade your suits with all kind of cool equipment, which is really cool. And you
And
can like
you could pick any pilot and pilot anything once you unlock that ability for each character.
exactly because I think in Dynasty Warriors 2 or 3, I don't remember. I think it was 3. My suit that was my go-to suit was the Infinite Justice. That was my suit.
Mm,
Nice.
Yeah.
that's a nice suit.
Second came the Epion. Third was the Unicorn, and actually the fourth one was Char's Zaku Gilbert, his Zaku. Just thought I'd point that out again, sir. It's his Zaku.
Edwin, so for
Yes.
Dinosaurs Gundam 3, my top tier suit that I maxed out was the God Gundam.
Why am I not surprised? Of course you
One
did.
one punching everything, man.
Boom.
and then freaking hitting like an entire field with the Sekihatsu and Kyoken, the not Kamehameha attack was just overpowered.
Yeah, I've played him too, and it's awesome. That game is very therapeutic.
Yeah,
It really
very.
is, especially when you've like you said you upgraded God Gundam the entire time. You're just like, I've had a bad day. I'm gonna go wreck stuff, and you turn the game on, and everything's okay.
Yep. And like surprisingly, my third tier was Wing Zero.
No,
No.
Yeah.
that's. You know what, Gilbert? I'm very surprised by this. Are you?
I am.
I,
Going
I
Super
am.
surprised.
I am shocked. I had no idea.
And Gilbert, get this. My second tier was Sharzaku.
Mm.
That's right, Gilbert. Azaku. You hear that? Zaku.
Azaku was a higher tier than my Holy Wing Zero, dude.
Just for you guys, maybe I might order a Zaku, to build. Maybe.
Okay, since
You know
we're
what,
going on blood packs here, I will build a high grade Strike Freedom for you guys.
Oof.
Not the real grade, because I don't want to put that much money down onto a suit I don't really like.
Careful. If you build it, you might actually like it.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
starting with the high grade.
You never know.
Why would I start with a perfect grade on a thing I don't like?
You never know. Gundam is very addictive. You might start building it and think, crap, now I want more.
I mean, I'm already having a backlog coming in. Like, let's see. It was from Gundam Thunderbolt, I believe, or Gundam Origin, but it was a mobile suit variant.
Oh.
And because I am a marine biology major, I decided that I want to get as much aquatic Gundams and mobile suits as I can. So I started getting this Gundam. I think it was from the Origin. It was the Gundam Marine type with a slash through the name. It's a Gun Diver. It had it's like a primarily navy blue color scheme with orange and white. And the very unique thing about it, in my opinion, is the head sculpt. You know how it has like that little recess between the eyes and the mouth plate? Over
Yeah,
the
I'm looking at it right now. It's like a visor.
Yeah, it's like a scuba visor.
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, that looks really cool. I want that. And
I'm not
then,
gonna lie. When you said Gun Diver, I thought about the Gun Diver from SD Gundam.
the what now?
The Gun Diver from SD Gundam Force.
Oh god, that awful show.
The hell you mean awful? I love that show.
I didn't like it.
Oh, this entire podcast is insulting to me. I'm just being attacked left and right.
And then my other two coming in, it is the Zegok Experiment from War in the Pocket. It is the other one coming along with that shipment is the real grade Char Zegok.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
Fun. Like, yay! I actually have my very first full-on Char kit. Yay!
I'm proud of you.
And then from Gundam Thunderbolt, I'm gonna have to wait for a while because unfortunately this suit was a P Bandai and a lot of the reviews for it are really good. It is the Gundam Atlas, and it's like that thing is cool as hell. Like its thrusters can combine into like a submersible raft. And I'm like, that thing took out a Zegok, which is a full-on aquatic suit. I'm like, what?
What's it called again?
Huh?
What was the suit called again?
The Atlas Gundam.
Let's see.
ATLAS.
Let's see. That's not the Gundam I'm looking for, but what did I just run into?
It the color scheme should be white, black, and yellow.
I see it. Oh, that's one with Thunderbolt.
Yep.
Oh, that's one with the it can like use the it's those things for like board or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
Not bad.
And unfortunately, there is no new high grades of the Abyss Gundam from Seed Destiny, and it's like, oh man, the pricing on that is outrageous. Like, no thanks. As much as I want it, no thanks.
yeah.
You gotta love it.
I mean,
Telling you, the car wash.
that Kickstarter that gotta do a Patreon for Gundam kits.
Yep.
He has a point. You know, we can do Kickstarter, we can do GoFundMe, we can do a car wash. I mean, people have done these things for less. So, I mean, I think if we do this and we like, hey, can you help a brother out? People might come to our aid.
All right, and the last thing on my notes. Let's see. Oh, this is another fun question. Favorite ending song from a Gundam series?
Oh, I have to think about that.
I actually prepared stuff. I was writing this stuff down before we started, so I would actually have get my thoughts together because my brain has a tendency to go everywhere. But for ending, I have 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I had to really go. I'm like, there are some I like. I couldn't think of the name, so I had to actually find them. So the first one is Reason from Gundam Seed Destiny.
Ooh, that's one of my 3.
Yeah, the second is Broken Mirror from Gundam Unicorn.
Nice.
I should have put this one first, but if this would be yes, waffles. I know. My bird is
What is
excited
that?
now. That is my bird.
Waffles.
That is my bird waffles.
Oh, you got a bird?
Yes, I've had her for a year.
Nice.
What kind of
I
bird?
She is an Indian ringneck parakeet.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yes, she's. I mean, if you heard in the last thing we did, if you heard like this squeaking in the background, that was her. And I
Yeah,
figured I'd
that's
have
what that
her.
was.
Yes, that was her screaming at me because she was sitting on her. She wasn't in her cage because she can go in and out, but she was sitting on her cage, screaming at me to come get her when she knows full well she can just fly on in here. So she's so she's been sitting on a little toy thing and just staring at me and sitting on me and flying around, and now she's getting pissed off that I'm, giving attention to things that aren't her. But we do watch Gundam together.
That's nice.
Um, yes, we watch a lot of things together. It's very interesting. It's the sounds and the colors keeps her sated, which keeps me from losing my mind. Um, but I digress. So what should be first was White Reflection. You already know where that's from.
Yep.
From Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. Merry-Go-Round from Gundam Unicorn. And it's called Kokoro Odoru by Nobody Knows. That is from SD Gundam Force.
Oh.
Yeah, the excitement just drained out of your voice. That's great. I didn't hear that. Yeah, I just heard that. It was like, well, yeah, screw you, Marvin. But it's regardless of the show, and I first ran across this back in 2008, but it's actually really catchy. I have no idea why I like this song, but it's catchy as hell, and
I got
it's really upbeat. That's what I was looking for before we started. So if you can find it, or I'll send it to you, you can listen to it. On a side note, I know last night we were talking about openings, and there was one that I left off. Were the 2 openings for 0083, Winner and Men of Destiny.
All Winner is, in my opinion, the better of the 2.
I think, yeah.
I think for me, Men of Destiny, I think I liked a lot better.
Okay.
That and the fact that I was able to I was torn. but I saw two different AMVs to Winter and Men of Destiny, and Winter of Destiny worked very well for the 0083 AMV. So kind of,
Okay.
but for me, I think those are really uh, those are really cool series. Oh, and I go back up there for I forgot what I was gonna say because forget what I said. But yes, Men of Winter and Men of Destiny. I think I'm getting tired. I don't
Uh,
know.
for me, my I was gonna go with a top five because, but then I realized that majority of the endings that I did like were from Seed Destiny. And it's like, you know what? Just pick one. Just
I
one.
thought Seed Destiny had that's where I was going to pick from because I really like the music from Seed Destiny
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. See, Destiny had a great soundtrack.
I
Yeah.
have the soundtrack. I have like, there was this store at at Montclair Plaza when I used to live in Montclair. Um, it was called Anime Club, and that was like what fueled my early high school Gunpla days and getting into Gundam Seed Destiny. And I was really into Gundam Seed after I came back from the Philippines from vacation. I'm like, I'm gonna hit up Anime Club so that I could buy the soundtrack. And luckily they had it, and it was the complete whole set. I was like, ooh, I have all
Nice.
the songs.
Was
So
that upstairs, like in the corner, kind of,
by
Marvin?
Sears, yeah, by
Yeah.
Sears, yeah.
Okay. Yep. Then yeah. Then I remember it. I used to work over there at the Montclair Plaza, so I would go in there every once in a while too.
Yeah, that was the very first time in that mall that I saw a perfect grade, and they had a perfect grade Wing Zero in a big case. I'm like, I want that one day. But yeah, from my third favorite ending is Reason from Seed Destiny.
Okay.
Um, another surprising fact about this one, for my second one, it's gonna be White Reflection from
Yeah,
Endless Waltz.
yeah. That's a shocker.
And
Yeah.
my no, sorry, I'm gonna make this a four. I'm gonna make this a four song list. Okay, so four is Reason, three is White Reflection. My second favorite, Beyond the Time from Stars Counterattack.
I can see that.
And my first favorite ending is Merry-Go-Round from Unicorn Episode 3.
All right.
What,
Okay.
Gilbert? What?
No, nothing.
Oh,
I'm not as elaborate. I have two, and they're both from Seed Destiny.
And that's perfectly fine.
fine, dude.
My first one is actually Reason also, and then I also like River. So,
Yeah,
but
River's
that
not
one's
bad.
not Destiny. That one's Seed. But yeah,
Oh,
still same thing.
okay. I'm more
River's not-
familiar with the music from Seed Destiny than Seed. The only song from Seed that I remember is Realize and Invoke.
Team Revolution played a big hand in Seed and Destiny.
Yeah.
They really did. You ever hear that song Zips?
No.
No.
It's from Cedar Sea Destiny. Oh, you got to hear that song. That song. It's a song. It's by Team Revolution, and it's awesome. They have that in a remix. They did a remix. I will find it and send it to the both of you.
Okay.
Yeah. Put it in the chat.
I will do so.
Oh, since we're still a little bit on the subject of music, Edwin, I know you don't like Frozen Teardrop Gundam Wing.
Okay, this, as I will say this one more time, this entire endeavor has been an assault on my being. I just want to point that out. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I really don't, because it's just going downhill. I mean, that's how we get views. Oh, let's see how we can piss off everyone today. It's Beat on Ed Day. But continue, Marvin. What is it?
Someone made a fan animation to make it like an opening if it were to get a series, and they use a song by 2Mix. It's called Across the End, and it is so good. The song is that good.
Okay. I mean, send it to me. If it's a good song, I'll listen to it. Regardless of.
Yeah.
The chat when we're done.
Yes.
Alrighty. So that pretty much wraps up this week's topics, everybody. So, on the YouTube side of things, when I upload this up on YouTube, I will also include some pics of the three of us. Let's say not our current builds, our most favorite kits that we have built ever. So we will include those at the end of the chat here, and you'll be able to see our work. All right. So
Cool.
with that said, wait, what was that?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I think I'm going crazy already.
With all the crap that's been going on this thing, we've been since 1 hour and 36 minutes and 40 seconds. I think half of that has been used to piss me off. So
A lot of salt today.
I think you're going crazy.
Yeah, I'm not even hooked up to the Zero system yet, and I'm already going crazy. So
it happens.
Yeah, so I will include that on the. I'll probably just have those pictures on loop throughout the podcast for the YouTube side. Alrighty. So with that said, I'm Marvin, MVious Cosplay.
I'm Gilbert, DJProvoke.
And I'm Edwin, and I am pissed.
All right, everybody. This has been Off the Runner, a Gundam podcast, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.
Goodbye.
Peace.